Two wrestling geniuses are back in the WWE, and WWE are possibly ending the wild card rule. But not yet, people. We are getting this on Monday Night Raw. And you see, people, my sources are telling me that we might see breaking news. We might see Roman Reigns. I mean, anything can happen in the WWE. I'm gonna assume that Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman are not in control yet. And this is not related to anything, but apparently, the only reason why Vince McMahon is pushing Baron Corbin to the main event is because, well, not because of his wrestling ability, not because of his theme song, not because of his height, not even because of his relationships backstage. It's actually because Vince McMahon finds Baron Corbin super hot. Oh, look at this man, look at the head, look at the head, look at the way he dresses. What a strong young man. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't necessarily disagree, but out of every single WWE superstar on the roster, Corbin? Really? Baron Corbin? Baron? This guy? Seriously? Out of everyone? Apparently, he's the reason why women tune in to watch Monday Night Raw. This is absolutely to be fair, if we are still watching the WWE despite the fact that the product is absolutely horrendous, maybe we do like Baron Corbin. Maybe we watch WWE because of Baron Corbin's attractiveness. Probably not, that sounds ridiculous. What am I kidding? This man is so hot.
Good morning, everybody. Your people so soft and lazy.
The ultimate farmer. Little naive farm boy.
Country style.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Greatness of Wrestling. In today's video, we are going to focus on Eric Bischoff, Paul Heyman, Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, the Wild Card Rule, and the WWE brand split. So basically, it's a continuation of our previous episode because we got so much more details. So WWE named Paul Heyman the Executive Director of Monday Night Raw and Eric Bischoff the Executive Director of SmackDown Live. So these two are going to be heads of creative. The biggest WWE's problem at the moment is the wild card rule. So good news, everybody. Before Eric Bischoff actually became the executive director, this is what he said about the wild card rule. Eric Bischoff revealed that he hates the idea and he wants the brand split to be as strict as possible. He wants both shows to feel very different, and that's the only way the brand split is going to work. So basically, Eric Bischoff's idea of the WWE is the complete opposite of what we have right now, which is the wild card rule. No wild card rule, no super show, an actual brand split, so people would have a reason to watch both of these shows, because right now SmackDown is basically a replay of Monday Night Raw. Well, that's not exactly what he said, but I want to give credit to Inside the Ropes, and I want to show you the short clip of what Eric Bischoff said in the video.
The advice that I have would be to be as disciplined as you can possibly be at keeping the brands distinct. If you don't make them feel completely different, it won't work. And part of that is creating stakes. Part of that is it's got to feel real. It's got to be believable, or nobody's going to buy into it. But don't let the talent start transitioning back and forth because you dilute the concept. They won't feel like two brands. They'll just feel like two different shows, which is what they already feel like.
So basically, like you've just heard in the video, he doesn't like the idea of wrestlers competing on their rival brands. He described it as one of the biggest problems of the brand split, and I completely agree, people. Ever since WWE introduced the wild card rule, my interest went so low. I've never been this disappointed and uninterested in the WWE product. Back in like 2016, 17, 18, you had a reason to watch both shows. They were not completely different, but you had separate rivalries, you had separate championships, and the shows kinda operated differently. Talent also revealed that working for SmackDown Live was so much better because everything was more organized. In my opinion, the reason why SmackDown Live was so successful in 2016 is because the product was so much edgier. Speaking of that, Eric Bischoff also revealed that he wants both shows to be different in a way that one show is looking nice, it's very nicely produced, and the other show is a bit more edgy.
Because the WWE does such a great job of producing such a phenomenal show, it doesn't feel, it's almost too perfect. There's no grit. It needs to feel a little gritty. At least one of them. They don't both have to feel gritty, but one of them has to feel a little edgy, a little dangerous, like something's going to happen that you wouldn't expect on one show because it's a little less sophisticated. That's the magic. And if they both start feeling very well produced, almost glossy in their presentation, and the talent is jumping back and forth, I won't give it 6 months.
That is an amazing idea. Here's the thing, people. I do understand that nothing will top WWE's production value. I completely understand that. But one of the biggest reasons why I loved watching AEW is because it had amazing cameras, it looked great, it looked amazing, I didn't have any issues with it, but it wasn't too perfect. And believe me, people, there's such a thing as too perfect. Just like Eric Bischoff explained, we need a more aggressive product. To me personally, Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live don't really feel live because it's so well produced. And like I've said, it's too perfect. WWE already tried something like this, kinda, I guess. And maybe it's somewhat similar to what I'm actually talking about, but still not yet. And like Eric Bischoff said, you can have Raw as this nice looking show, very well produced, and SmackDown, a show that would be way more edgy, a product for adults. But like I've said, people, don't expect the change right now. It's probably going to be visible after SmackDown moves to Fox, and hopefully, let's hope that WWE are actually going to end the wild card rule, because since Eric Bischoff said this before he became the executive director of SmackDown, and now he is the executive director of SmackDown, if WWE are going to give him some more creative control, and Vince McMahon is not going to ruin everything because, like I've said, everything needs to go through Vince in the end, maybe we will finally get what we want, and WWE are going to cancel this stupid rule. Another big question is whether Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman are actually going to appear on television. We don't know that as of yet, but we have a lot of speculations and rumors. I've seen rumors saying that they most likely won't be on television, but then again, I've also seen rumors that they will be on television. So Brett Shepard said that according to a source in WWE, Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman will be heavily involved on screen, and Triple H will take a step back from the gorilla position on both SmackDown and Raw to focus on NXT. I'm told 205 Live will likely be discontinued before the end of the year. This is actually huge news as well. 205 Live might get cancelled. This is bad, but then again, I would probably put 205 Live talent on NXT, some talent on Raw, some talent on SmackDown. Hopefully no one is going to get fired, but that most likely will happen. So according to this source, Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman will be on television and they will be heavily involved on screen. Take it with a grain of salt. What's also interesting is that we've seen this advertisement, and in this advertisement we see both Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman in the middle. Basically, they're advertising as if these two are actually going to appear on the shows. So many rumors, nothing is confirmed yet, but I feel like the best way to do it is actually don't have them run WWE as GMs all the time. I don't want every episode to start with Eric Bischoff or Paul Heyman. It will get boring very soon, but I feel like once a month, once a couple of months, they should address the WWE universe and, make some changes whenever it's needed. So basically, this is how it should be done. Next week, on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live, or maybe when they actually will start a change, you can have Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman come out and say that this is going to be a new era, no more wildcard rule, my show is going to be better, no, my show is going to be better, there's going to be competition, and this is going to be an exciting time for the WWE. After that, all we see is better television and not them basically telling that it's going to be great television while not exactly doing that. You know, Shane versus Roman, that's a good example. So I feel like at this point, all of us want to see Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff on television to address the changes. I feel like all of us want to see that. But then when you think about it, Paul Heyman is a manager for Brock Lesnar. He's such a huge part of Brock Lesnar's character. He's basically Brock Lesnar's mouth. No, the Great One, I'm actually going to talk for myself right now. This is an unpopular opinion, but I prefer when Brock Lesnar is actually talking by himself without Paul Heyman because it makes rivalries a little bit more personal. I know this is unpopular, but fight me. Yeah, you see these muscles? Fight me. But how is it going to make any sense if Paul Heyman is a manager of Brock Lesnar but he's also running Monday Night Raw? If Paul Heyman is not going to be the GM on television, basically they're not gonna address it at all, but we all know that he's running Monday Night Raw. How is that going to make any sense at all? If Paul Heyman is running WWE Monday Night Raw also on television, how is it going to make sense for Paul Heyman not to put Brock Lesnar in all of these situations where he can succeed? WWE are in a very difficult situation right now, and I don't know how they can actually handle that. One thing's for sure, we need to see Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff addressing the changes. And like I've said, people, it will take so much time. It will take time for the change. Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff will need to get used to it, and I believe that nothing is going to change as long as SmackDown is actually on USA Network. Once they will move to Fox, maybe you can expect the wildcard rule to end, but then again, the wildcard rule was not WWE's idea. Vince McMahon didn't even want to do that. USA Network saw that the ratings are not doing very well, so they wanted guys like Roman Reigns on both shows. Did it help? I don't think so. Most people are actually very turned off by that. And to end this video, once SmackDown is going to move to Fox, according to rumors, they're going to have new cameras and a bunch of celebrities to make it look as mainstream as possible. New cameras, I don't know, who cares? I think WWE already looks perfect when it comes to quality. But celebrities, oh boy, that was a bad era of Monday Night Raw. Remember when celebrities used to be general managers every single week? I don't want that. I really don't want that. There are rumors that Cardi B is actually going to be on SmackDown. Are you serious? Please no. Please no. I know that it can boost ratings and I don't really mind it from time to time, but I don't want to see these kind of people in the main event taking a lot of TV time because, let's be honest, maybe if you are a fan of a certain dancer, singer, movie star, whatever, you are going to care, but wrestling, SmackDown, Raw is for wrestling fans. You know, you don't really care for celebrities. You watch it for the wrestlers and storylines, and once you get a celebrity on TV, it's kind of a bathroom break, let's be honest. Anyway, thank you for watching this episode of Greatness of Wrestling. Hopefully a few questions were answered. I feel like the most important part of the video is that Eric Bischoff doesn't like the wildcard rule, so he gives us a little bit of hope. Thank you for watching. If you want to support the channel, make sure to click that like button, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and as always, your boy the Great One. Peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.